Well, plans for a new $230 million soccer stadium for the Columbus Crew outlined today. It's the latest piece to fall into place for a plan to keep the Crew here in Columbus. The public-private partnership would redevelop about 33 acres just west of the Arena District. It will include not only the stadium, but also parks, housing, and office buildings. NBC4's Ted Hart is live with more on today's announcement. Ted?
You know, Mike, it wasn't that long ago that this piece of property behind me was being considered for the Columbus Casino. That obviously didn't happen, and now this new plan calls for developing this property into essentially a new neighborhood anchored by a soccer stadium. It was fitting that plans for the new stadium would be first unveiled for Save the Crew supporters.
Thank you.
The plan calls for a 20,000-seat stadium with wraparound overhang. Seating would be on a steeper angle to bring fans closer to the pitch.
The attention to detail in the stadium design and kind of the focus on the fan interaction with the team and with the stadium is just incredible.
Major League Soccer gave Columbus an end-of-the-year deadline to come up with a plan to keep the Crew from moving to Texas. The proposed new ownership team includes the Jimmy Haslam family, owners of the Cleveland Browns, and represented today by son-in-law J.W. Johnson.
To see another team from Ohio get ripped away from its fans and its community, we just said this can't happen.
Johnson says the Haslams saw the dedication of Crew fans and wanted to help.
What we saw today, I think, is just the beginning of what's to come. Cheers!
The Haslams and the Edwards family of Columbus will put up close to $650 million for the stadium and surrounding development that will include more than 800 housing units and office space. Alex Fisher, CEO of the Columbus Partnership, says losing the Crew would have damaged the city's reputation. He says turning that around with a new stadium and a major new development is a big win.
You know, we're one of the fastest growing cities in the country. We're grown to over 2 million people as a region. We know we're growing to 3 million people. To do that, you've got to have young people move into your city. You've got to be a vibrant place.
And Fisher says they still have many details to work out, agreements to be signed, but he hopes to have shovels in the ground here by next summer and a stadium for the team to play in for the 2021 season. Now, with more on what a new stadium can mean to an MLS franchise, we'll go back to the studio and sports director Jared Smalley.
Yeah, Ted, this is a big day for the franchise. If you wonder what impact a well-placed stadium makes to a franchise, look no further than a couple blocks down the street at Huntington Park. The building's 10 years old now, if you can believe that. They still average more than 8,600 fans per night. For AAA baseball, that is outstanding. The point is, if you build a stadium with modern amenities in a place people want to go, you're in the game. But that's just part of the Crew's long-term outlook. MLS expansion includes 4 more teams set to come online in the next 4 years. That includes FC Cincinnati for the 2019 season. For the first time in Crew history, that means they'll have a natural in-state rival. So that gives Columbus something to sell they've never had before. Nashville's going to join the league in 2020, giving Columbus another Midwest rival. And note about stadium size, 20,000 seats for this proposed stadium. It is more than appropriate for the current Major League Soccer standard. In some places, like Atlanta, for example, they're averaging more than 53,000 fans per game. Columbus finished last in the league in attendance this past year, about 12,000 per game. The league average is around 21,000. And the team has been very competitive for several years on the pitch, yet attendance lagged. Moffrey Stadium's location and, of course, anger with team ownership, likely the 2 main reasons. Those 2 reasons could soon be eliminated, Mark.
All right, Jared, thanks. Okay.